Hi, it's Wasabi. Welcome back to the channel. Today's battle's in the Erlenberg map, and we've got mattyman from 10 clan. He's in the FV4005, and he's running improved aiming, the rotation module, and the rammer, and that'll help him with the accuracy of shooting and rotation of turret, etc. So good setup for the FV4005. He's got one marker that clints on the barrel, so we know he's got reasonable performance with this tank, and I think we all love to see tanks get blown up. Now this is running one of the best 3D skins in the game. You can hear the sound, and you see the animation there, just like a steam train. Even best when you're actually driving the tank. So we go back to mattyman's view. Alright, coming up to the spot here, looking for targets, and he's found an E4 and goes right through the front of it there. Now let's have a look. He's only running two types of ammo here. So he's currently running the Hess shell as his main one, and he's got AP as the standard one. So 310 and 230 pen, they're really the key things there. You can see the shell velocity 830 meters per second. It's not fantastic, but I mean it's his shell, so that's not unexpected. But they're short ranges, it doesn't make that much of a difference. Now what improved aiming is doing, and the ARM is helping him keep the aim circle as small as possible as he's moving and rotating, and therefore improving the aim time overall to not make it snapshotable, but improve the ability to hit the target. So he's put two massive shots into the E4, and the E4 then gets sent back to the garage by the 277 there. Now he's got an I7 who is not noticing him at this stage. Now you can go for the turret now, most likely will just do half damage. But that one unfortunately also did half damage, just splashing on the outside of the I7 rather than penetrating. But not much you can do about that. It does happen from time to time, but just the angling of the bit of the tank that you hit at the time. So coming up on the reload here, pulls back into position. The I7 has a quick look in his direction, but possibly doesn't notice him. And can he put another shot into him? There's the hole there actually, or a hole. That's not actually the one he made. Just try to look for that flat spot there. That one didn't even connect, so just not quite getting the aim in. You can see it's a fairly large aim circle, so I mean the dispersion is not something you can do a whole lot about, but improved aiming does give you, I think it's at least a 5% improvement in that. Alright, so there's a nice juicy target there, the Batchat 25T, just going past him, and then a Matty core, not much you can do about that. Oh, there's the Batchat. Now, can you get a shot on him? A critical hit on the Matty core, unfortunately, just hit the tracks and didn't do any damage there. That's alright, it's early days in the game. His team's a bit in the hole, unfortunately though. They're 3 tanks down and about 4,000 hit points in a rye. What can mattyman do about this? Now he's platooned also with Mr. Centipede, who was an STP1, but unfortunately he didn't last all that long. mattyman just getting tagged as he circles back. And we're chuffing along. Alright, just looking for angles. No, nothing to be seen there. Now this is one of the things you can do with this tank. It has got a fairly high placed gun, we'll say highly. So you can shoot over objects that tanks with lower centres of gravity or lower placed guns can. They do get spotted there by the Matty core though, and he gets tagged by the Batchat 25T. Alright, so he lines up the marker, fires, and destroys the Batchat with a blind shot. That's what we like to see in a FV4005. Batchat thinking he was being clever, knew that he wasn't spotted, but didn't realise that if he stays in the same spot you can fire back down the line and certainly do some damage. And with a FV4005 that's not the end of the shell that you want to be on. Alright, so evened out the game there in terms of tanks. We're now 6 all, and he's got the UDES 1516 there, just peaked up a bit, but now he's dropped back down again, so not a target. Will he come back up again? A bit hard to tell. And you don't really want a blind shot until you've got a reasonable idea of where things are. It's the Matty Corp, but he's behind a bit of hard cover there, the building getting in the way. Now, you might get a better line on him now, but you can't just tell exactly where the Matty Corp is. Let's make the mini-map a little bit bigger. Fires a blind shot there, but we won't know if that does any damage until we see later on. Alright, so as always with these tanks, including auto reloaders and auto loaders, you do need a safe spot to wait while you're reloading. It's got a fairly lengthy reload on the gun, given the caliber. There's the Matty Corp, and he's still full health, so he didn't do any damage there. There's the UDES, and sends him back to the garage. So that's what improved aiming and IRM will help you with. So even though his aim circle hadn't fully loaded down, gets tagged again by a light tank. Yeah, if you get your actual reticle over the target so that it would hit if it centered, yeah, there's a much better chance of it following the center where you're actually aiming with those modules loaded. So just looking to see whether that AMX is going to get spotted up on the hill. Oh, there's an enemy FV4005. Be a nice target to hit, but he's on the other side of the hill. So again, just read your mini-map and just see, look at the contours. It's definitely not shootable.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's just letting the EBR know that you give him some support. So the EBR acknowledging, and hopefully they can draw that FV4005 a bit further forward. Just really needs to see the top of the turret. There he is. Can he get him all the way through? Unfortunately, just probably the shell velocity doesn't give him the ability, and he gets out of the way of the FV4005. Doesn't want to. He comes around probably from the 13105 there. He's back up on top of the hill. Probably was sitting in a bush at the time. So it gets into place. Oh, you can see the FV4005. No, unfortunately, he's been sent back to the garage by the E100. There's Fair and Love and War. And it's just looking for that AMX again. Favourite bush. Is he going to be in that one or the one in the front? Oh no, there he is, right there. Can you get him? Yes, he can. Sends him back to the garage. So full value, 1470 in one shot. And that's brought Mattyman up to 4490, although we know he's got another, or whatever the bat chat was worth, about 1300, assuming he was on full health. So he's heading for a nice target here. And starting to get an advantage. They're still down on hit points, but they've got a 2-tank advantage, although they can lose that pretty quickly at this stage of the game, so it's not over yet. So Mattyman comes out and decides to cross the river. So this is a good spot to cross, but it is sort of fairly limited. There is a spot just to the right. You can see where the bank slopes. You do get a crossing spot there, and got some targets. Object 430U. Dial, aim, fire. It gets 815, so decent shot, not a penetration, but it has got much heavier armour on the 430U. So continuing to roll along, they now do have an advantage in hit points. He's going faster than the 100, so it gives him a bit of a push. Oh, and there goes the Matty Corp in front of them. The E100 fires, but I think from the sound, but a bit hard to tell. And Mattyman just collects himself while he's waiting, or the EBR nearly cuts him off. Doesn't want to do any team damage there. There's the Matty Corp, goes in front of him and bang, sends him back to the garage. So that's 4 kills there to Mattyman. And he's having a good day, so at least 6.5k, probably more 7.5k or even more right now. And there's not many targets left. There's an RD, FV4005 and the 430U, who he's already done some damage to. Is he going to get any more damage out of this game? Well, the E100 is really pushing in front of him, so it's going to be difficult. You want to drive carefully over this bridge. Do you want to be falling off? Oh, there's the FV4005, and he gets the kill, 1135, so beats the E100 to it. So good placement there. And now there's only the arty left. All 500 hit points of him. Who's going to get the kill is the answer. Well, not mattyman, that's it. So 76.20 on the board, but we'll see what the total is. Well, great game there from mattyman. He's ended up with just over 8k damage there. So that was the bat chat. 5 kills. He's got the high caliber award for the most damage and the ace tanker mastery badge. Let's have a look at the team score there. So he's finished up in front by 1 EXP in front of the AMX 13105 on his side, who'd done a great job doing a 5k of his own damage there, so fantastic result there in a light tank. And the 100 doing 3660, so very useful performance by the heavy tank. And on the enemy side, a mouse we didn't see, or we saw him crossing earlier, but not much sight of him, did 5.5k, and the FV4005 he took out near the end did 3k, so they were the sort of the outstanding players on their side. Alright, so mattyman's game. So he's ended up firing 13 shots, 10 of them hit, so pretty good shooting. And of course some of them did hit, but you can see 5 doing splash damage, so only 5 doing penetrations. But that's enough to do some massive damage, and he did get some hits in return, but not enough to take him out of the game, of course. So Tech Tree Tank had battle payments running as well as some mission payouts going, so he ended up covering his cost and ended up making a tidy 23,000 credits. Always nice at tier 10 to make a profit. So again, great game from mattyman. Thanks very much for the content. Hopefully if you've enjoyed watching the video, you give it a thumbs up. That helps put it in front of more people. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please consider doing that. We'll have more great content to follow. Thanks very much for watching.